FuzzJockRadio!
Hut, hut, hike! Woo! And we are back with FuzzJockRadio with your host Fuzzy, your host
J-Mez,
and your host
C-Dubs.
And we're really excited to be back. It's been a very long week of sports.
So much sports.
So much sports. And also, we set up the studio a little bit differently this time. I bet you can hear the difference.
I can hear the difference.
Yeah, you can? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I know, because now we can have a conversation.
Yeah, now we can have a conversation.
We're all looking at each other.
Yeah, we are.
We should have been doing this the whole time.
It makes it a little bit easier to have a conversation. What were you saying about conversations before, James?
That they really just fuel so much integrity in, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not distracted by anything currently at all.
And we're not distracted by anything at all today. It's there's things that are not going on that we really want to pay attention to that has nothing to do with our state or anything to do with what we talk about. But
we will probably talk about it later.
We might talk about it later.
We'll get to it by the end of the show.
And then you'll understand why we were distracted. I just want to mention also, thank you very much for audience for being patient with us for last week's episode. I did forget to push record, so the live members got to hear a little bit more of what was going on than the downloadable members. But I also heard there was a possibility that our vocals weren't even going on through the live episode.
What?
One of our number one fans that actually bought a Fuzz Talk Radio t-shirt the other day mentioned, I don't know what was going on with your mics. We stayed tuned in, but we really couldn't hear you at all. Huh. I'm like, oh. So you probably should download the episode.
Yeah.
These are, and honestly, these are not like fuzzy moves of just like being like forgetful and stuff. These are tactics for you to tune in live and download our episodes.
Yeah. This is how we get you to do everything.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we have a big night ahead of us. We do have everything recording. We do have the vocals going through the live stream. So
I can see the signal.
You can see the signal. I can see the signal over here.
Verifiable.
We got a brand new setup. So let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Hike. Yeah, we got the NFL roundup tonight. We're going to talk about a little bit of MLS, NBA's preseason talks, and Major League Baseball. It's a big night for us. So we'll just start off with the NFL roundup. The Monday Night Football game just ended, and we had once again. C-Dubs, you want to mention what's the normal thing in Monday Night Footballs since we've been broadcasting?
The losing team scores
horrible.
3 points.
They are miserable football games. Even when one looks like it has a chance to give you something, it ends up being a giant dog turd.
Dude,
I mean, it was bad.
Every week.
Here we go. The Browns, who looked good last week, have an opportunity to play against a good team, the San Francisco 49ers, and have a great matchup. And instead, we got Baker Mayfield fumbling the ball, Odell Beckham fumbling the ball. We have the entire team falling apart while the San Francisco 49ers run an 84-yard touchdown for their first snap of the game.
Holy shit, dude.
It's embarrassing.
How many points?
This game is terrible on Mondays. What's that?
How many points did the losing team have?
The losing team?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up here quick.
3.
Three?
Very low.
It was 31-3, dude.
That's every Monday night.
Yeah, they never got more than 3.
Man.
Every Monday night.
If you play on Monday night, you can't make more than 3 points.
No.
Unless you win.
Yeah, so that's his poor Monday night games that we've been dealing with. That's sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We did have a good game to watch.
And what was that?
The Vikings game.
We beat the California Raiders.
Yeah, the California Raiders versus the Minnesota.
Oh man.
The Minneapolis Vikings.
It's probably because they don't have Bo Jackson anymore.
Probably.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, like they've been downhill since Bo Jackson left.
Yeah, who wouldn't be?
I mean, they're down.
He's left a hole
Yes.
in my heart.
So the Kirk Cousin apologizing to Thielen, that actually worked, huh?
That seems to have worked. Thielen put up a huge game against the Giants. It was ridiculous. It was
28
beautiful, especially for anyone who had Thielen in fantasy, like maybe myself. It was a good day. It was a good day. But there is something bad that came out of this week, is now the Diggs issues.
Okay, so he
Diggs is at it
skipped a
again.
couple practices last week, right? And then in the Twitter realm, he hasn't said anything, but like some of his emojis, like emojis.
Emojis?
Yeah, those things that the kids know about.
There's a movie on it.
He tweeted, really?
Yeah.
Wow. He tweeted a couple of emojis that the kids would understand what he's saying without actually saying it.
Okay.
There's been rumors of him leaving the team for trades to possibly the Patriots. He also, since he skipped those couple games, he was fined a couple of practices. He was fined $200,000. He was also not apologized to Kirk Cousins because why didn't Kirk Cousins apologize to Diggs as well? Like, he just apologized to Thielen. So
Diggs had a big game that game.
How do you think Diggs is feeling?
Probably like he thinks he's Randy Moss.
He's got like the secret code embedded in his emoji Twitters, and like if you can just decode it, we'll know his whole master plan.
And so that's possibly what's going on. He had a huge game last night, and he's showing off his wares.
The week before.
Or the week before.
Not this one.
The week before?
Yeah, the week
Yes.
before.
Yeah, the week before he had a big game. And then this one, he did good. He didn't do bad. But it's still no reason for him to be throwing a tantrum.
Yeah. And so like you mentioned, and I've been kind of talking about it all week, is that it just feels like he got that Randy Moss syndrome that Percy Harvin caught, and then he eventually went to Seattle, and I don't know, kind of lost track of him, but
Well, he faded.
yeah. So you think that's possibly what's going on with him?
I do. I think he thinks he's really, really, really important, and he's not getting enough shares, even though he's getting, what he's getting. I think he's just frustrated. I don't think this is a good move for him. In one way, I want him to just be gone to get the problem away, but that's also not how you react. You have to keep a level head about this kind of stuff, and we need to work with him and get him back on our side.
Well, hopefully he has somebody on the team to kind of maybe remind him of that, or take him under his wing while he's feeling bad about his situation.
Tweet the right emojis for him.
Yeah,
please.
be like, we love you, dude.
Everyone, go to your Twitter right now and tweet @Diggs, the real Diggs. It's probably what it is. Just like send them all the best emojis you know of.
Yeah, send anybody that's name is Diggs on the Twitter.
Just
first.
anyone.
Yeah.
No, the real Diggs. MN Diggs.
Just do that. No, like I think he needs some type of mentor to step in and remind him that we do have a good team if we all work together, because he is talented, but that talent in my mind doesn't usually fades away if you act like you're bigger than anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Look at Antonio Brown.
Exactly. That's good. That's a very good example there.
That's an extreme example, but it happened, and it happened just recently.
There's no I in cooperation.
No.
But at the same time, Kurt's looking good. Thielen's looking good, and that running game.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best part about this, is we were able to get the running game going, and we were able to get the passing game on. I mean, it does come with the opponent we're playing. New York doesn't necessarily have the best cornerbacks, but still, you better play good against that rather than play bad, and we played good, so that's important. That's a good step. We just need to start doing this against better teams.
Yeah.
What do you think he's running from? Like, is it deep-seated, like, emotional fear?
You're talking
Yeah,
Kirk?
What is he running?
No,
from?
our running back. I'm
Oh, our
guessing.
running-
What is he?
That's what James is talking about.
What is
dude.
he running from? Does he need to confront some inner demons?
He's running from the defenders.
Defensive backs.
Oh,
he's maybe
Oh.
he's maybe he's running from everyone who ever tried to touch him because he's afraid of germs.
yeah.
So he's just like on a field full of germs.
And that's
So
why
he's
he
just-
jukes
Hey,
and-
get me
he
out of
jukes and
here, he
jives.
says.
Yeah, that's why he jukes and
And
jives.
away
And,
we go.
Yep.
so yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have a good passing game and be able to open it up more for hopefully Diggs to help his confidence, you need a good running game because people you have to get the defense to be worried about opening up those lanes, and if you open up those lanes, or if you close down those lanes, then you obviously open up the wide receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
so,
another thing that comes with that too is, the more Diggs gets involved in the running game as a blocker,
mhm.
the more he's going to understand importance of him when he's not catching the ball.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And
Yep.
he's been getting more involved in the blocking game. Some people have been saying he's been getting a little lazier, but I haven't necessarily noticed that in any of the plays I've seen him blocking on. He's made some blocks for Cook that are good. So I think maybe showing him the importance of that will help him too.
I mean, and the better he gets at that too, that just opens up his receiving routes even more because people are worried that he's going to be blocking, and all of a sudden he takes off. And it all goes hand in hand, kind of like Lego pieces, I guess, or puzzle pieces. It all goes hand in hand. For a good team to work, you have to have defense, and you have to have blocking wide receivers, and all that. And hopefully this game is a turnaround for the Vikings. All day on Sunday, I was mentioning to the customers that were coming in that if they lose this game, this is basically the season. But
Yeah.
they won it, so.
It would have been a huge deal for them to lose that, and it's very good that they did not.
And then around the leagues, C-Dubs, you wanted to talk a little bit about the Kansas City Colts game?
Sure. So, I don't have a ton to say on this. It's just important to notice that. So, people are looking a lot at Kansas City like they're going to possibly be the next Patriots. Patrick Mahomes. I myself am on the Patrick Mahomes bandwagon. He's very good, but people kind of counted out the Colts this season after Andrew Luck retired.
Sure,
and the
that's
only
right.
thing the Colts have shown this season is that they have grit and they're willing to take on anyone. They have a very good record, and they were able to take down Kansas City. They were the first team to beat Kansas City, and they did it by just stopping them from what they do. Kansas City was able to get a lot that they wanted accomplished in the first half, but that it was hard for them to do anything the rest of the game.
So we're gonna remind the audience and James that the Colts at the beginning of the season, like, was it right after preseason?
They sound like a hell of a team.
They are,
Man, I
but
love
they aren't
grit.
now.
I love that word.
Their quarterback right after preseason retired.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And they were Andrew Luck
They thought
and the Colts.
the hope was lost,
Absolutely
and it wasn't.
not against this Kansas City team.
Man.
Who says that they're supposed to be the new Patriots?
That's just people around the league, different pundits,
Jameis.
and different players.
I wouldn't want to be like the Patriots. Why?
Well, because they're good.
Because they win.
They win. It's kind of like they're like the Yankees of
Yeah.
football.
Yep.
Okay, sell
They
your
are.
soul. Whatever.
Yeah.
But that's all I really had to say on
Yeah.
the KC Colts game.
Okay.
I'm too punk rock for that, and that's selling out to like those teams.
Well, so that's that. I suppose that's that with the NFL. Let's go down the line of scores here to see what I'm not going to read off all the scores because there's a lot of things, but there was
Read off some good ones.
a really good game with the Seahawks and the Rams, 30-29.
Close.
Cardinals and Bengals were close with 26-23. The Raiders and the Bears, 24-21.
What?
That was a great game.
The same California Raiders that we won?
Yes, the week before we had beaten.
Yeah, the week
Or
before.
2 weeks before we had beaten. And the Bears the week before we had lost to.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's backwards.
Ravens and Steelers 26-23. Couple lopsided games. Eagles 31-6 against the Jets. 33-7 Patriots over the Redskins. The Houston
Whoa.
Texans 53-32 in
Whoa.
versus the Falcons. The Texans got 20 points in the fourth.
Who do they think they are?
Yeah.
The
Fourth
Twins?
quarter.
That game was ridiculous.
That is insane. And
Deshaun Watson was on fire.
Jeez.
so that means after what is this, week 3 now?
Week 4?
Five?
Week 5. Patriots are 5-0. Patriots 5-0, Chiefs 4-1, Ravens 3-2, and the Texans 3-2. Yeah, so
Are they the only team undefeated right now?
yeah.
San Francisco is also undefeated.
Oh, 49ers.
What? Where are they?
You
4-0.
Click on the other tab there.
Oh, there's another tab.
Oh, yeah. This old 4-0.
4-0, 49ers
There they are, sitting there.
sitting there.
Sitting there with their
Packers
1,000.
4-1.
And they're,
Look at us sitting there
High
right at the very
pedestal.
bottom. The Vikings
Yeah.
there. Yeah, yeah.
that's too bad.
So how's your guys' day?
My day was all right.
Yeah.
I been playing some RBI Baseball 19. Kind of
Nice.
psyching myself up.
Jamez is an avid Nintendo Switch player,
Oh, nice.
and he was telling me earlier that he collects all the Switch cartridges and tries to get all the games, but he had a deal with himself that he wasn't going to get any game that has the year of that it came out
In the
the title.
Thus
Interesting.
signifying a game that will come out every year.
Yeah.
Well, there's no point. in that.
Ah, I see.
Well, he broke that.
I broke that rule with myself so that I can play a baseball game with the 2019 Twins.
That's worth it.
It
That's
was.
totally
It
worth
absolutely is.
And
Yes,
then,
that's a special season.
My franchise is going well on the game, by the way.
And then I just realized that if you have a PlayStation Network, you get the most recent the MLB the Show 2019 on your PlayStation 4 for free this month, so you can play as the 2019 Twins.
So
That's fantastic.
go play some video games, everyone.
Yeah, play as
Yeah.
your favorite Twins.
So you know what I did today?
What did you do today?
Play some video games.
Well, since I work in baseball,
Oh,
we got to stop working at a certain point to just go sit in the stadium and watch the games. We had both games going, the Dodger game and the Braves game going on the giant Dodger visions in the outfield.
no.
And we had the audio through the speakers. And in between the pitches, the organ guy was there and he was playing the music, and they were loading up the screen cast, like when it would say when there'd be a strikeout, it would say strikeout all over the stadium.
Cool.
And all the graphics popped up and everything. It was fucking cool. We had a big pizza party.
Oh, that's
What?
fun. That's a lot of
Yeah.
fun, man.
Man,
It was fucking sweet.
I wanna work for.
I got to go to
for baseball.
I got to go to an apple orchard
Today?
the other day.
Oh, the
A
other
couple
day.
days ago,
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh.
I don't remember.
How was that?
It was quite fun. Met up with some old friends. One of my old roommates, who actually, at the time when we lived together in Minneapolis, he worked ushering Twins games at the Metrodome.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, he hooked me up, my friend Brent, with a "Welcome to Bomba season" Homer hanky.
Nice. He's holding it up for our listeners. It's red.
It's red.
It's like a nice actual cloth.
Yeah, they made it like a towel this year.
The Homer
More
hanky
than a
is
hanky.
like the
It's
old
like a Homer
hankies.
towel.
A Homer towel, yeah.
It's a Homer
This is a
washcloth.
hanky.
Yep. And now, listeners, the C-Dubs is holding up the old Homer hanky, which is a white color and thin. 1991, it says it's white and red, and James's is red and white. Well, I think I did that
So,
really
yeah.
well for our listeners.
I promised my friend Brent a huge shout out on the show. He was incredulous to the fact that I could be a host on a sports show.
Oh, of course. I don't know why he would be incredulous about
I don't
that.
know.
You know
It's-
everything about sports.
Almost.
We've been
Mostly everything, just not always at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
So Brent,
My friend Brent,
Shout out, Brent.
My friend Dan also.
Dan, shout out to Dan.
He's like, "Are you sure it's not like about video games or like playing video games?" And I'm like, "No, dude. Well, I mean, it can be, but
Yeah,
it's mostly
Yeah,
sports."
video games are sports.
Yeah.
If it's sports related, we'll talk about it.
So,
Mm-hmm.
thank you, friends. I hope you're listening and downloading.
And let
podcasts.
your friends know that you can listen to James's wise wisdom. One time, James had a poem for all of us, and it was amazing.
So
So
cool.
make sure to download
boy.
our past episode that has James's poem.
If you missed it, I'm sure it'll be in like the highlights reel that we do in the year anniversary.
Yep, we
So-
definitely will.
No big.
When we do
loss.
our live episode, we'll just have you read it live in front of everyone on the stage.
Oh yeah.
So we there we go.
We were talking about football. We talked about ourselves.
Yep.
Shared some of our feelings.
Yep.
What's next here?
There's
There's other sports out there, I'm sure.
yeah, soccer.
Oh yeah, that is a sport.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
guess
You
what?
got it. Okay.
We have another Minnesota team
You're welcome, Brent.
in the playoffs. Oh, Brent's
He's
listening.
listening.
Oh, sweet. See, now you know that this is live.
Yeah. Totally live.
But yeah,
First one.
the Minnesota United is in the playoffs, in the MLS playoffs, against the LA Galaxy
Yes,
in Minnesota.
Um,
The game's in Minnesota, is that correct?
it is
Yeah. Talk.
in Minnesota.
Let us
and
know about
it's,
this a little bit. Here,
It's
Steve.
kind of a big deal. The Galaxy are, they've been around for a long time. They have a lot of history, and Minnesota is very new. But Minnesota at the second half of the season is really proven to be a real team. Like, so I expect a lot out of this.
Would you say
I'm
they've
sure for a
shown
lot of people who
grit?
aren't going to watch it,
What's that?
I would advise you to actually watch this. This is a game that will be worth your time to watch in soccer. It's two really good teams going up against each other with a lot on the line. It's, a knockout game. Whoever wins moves on, and they will play LAFC. And then those people move on to the championship round, which then moves them on to the MLS Cup.
I think James had a question.
Uh-oh.
Oh, just the way you were describing it sounds like that Minnesota team's got a lot of grit.
They do.
Love that.
They remind me of another team that Minnesota has.
So much grit.
Lots of grit. So who should we be looking for when we're watching these games? Like, who
Well,
are
I
the
don't know
star players?
LA United or LA United. The LA Galaxy's players, other than their asshole whose name I can never pronounce.
What
But
about for
Minnesota
Minnesota?
United has
It's
what?
like Smith or something.
I don't know the players very well, but their midfielder, Colin Martin, he's kind of young. He's a good guy. I'd look at him. Their Darwin Quintero, I believe his name is he's the guy to really watch. I mean, if you want to see who's going to score a goal, it's going to be that guy. He's a forward. But yeah, it's really more about when they get to the next round. They're going to have to face a team like LAFC that's going to see what they're made of. Because LAFC won the Supporters Shield this year. And so that basically makes them the champion of the league already without winning the playoffs. But then they also won one of their players, Carlos Vela, won the Golden Boot for scoring the most goals in the season, and also
cool.
broke the record for most goals in the season, ending the season with 34 goals in only 32 games.
That's awesome.
Yes.
He deserves a golden boot.
Amazing.
Kidding.
A guy like that.
Yeah.
Does he get a pair? Because that would be awkward.
Can he put him on?
Should I get him?
No. Can he put?
I've actually got him in the other room.
Oh, that'd
he's
be-
just watching.
That'd
Hey,
be really
what's up?
cool.
Oh, he says no. No, he doesn't want to come
Oh
on.
shoot. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, because I wanted to ask if he could put his shoes on, the golden shoes on.
It's probably. It's probably
he did
just
get a
like,
golden shoe. Yes, he got a real golden shoe.
Oh yeah, but only one. So he's got to like.
Yeah, just one.
wear
He's got to
unmatched
win another.
shoes. Yeah.
That's all.
Make the pair.
This old soccer stuff, that football,
That
is
sounds fair.
so
though. That
strange.
Sounds fair.
So strange with this American here.
Mhm.
No.
They should make more people work for their second shoe. Go in a shoe store and just
Is
like, you got to show you really want these shoes if you want the pair.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shoe, the shoe selling companies could learn a lot from football.
Football. Is football still the most played sport in the world?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is it because they combine American football with it?
No.
Oh. Well, that's gonna be fun. When's the game?
Let me look this up because they just announced the times actually for the MLS playoffs, and I want to be able to let our listeners know the right time.
Yeah. In the meantime, I have some...
Actually, you posted it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. In the meantime, I have some tennis news.
You have tennis news?
The tennis players are just like
October
at home
20th, 8:30
practicing,
Eastern.
living life.
You've been practicing tennis?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Really?
They're probably like watching Netflix.
Oh, cool. Are you learning?
So much.
So much.
About their favorite Netflix shows.
Uh-oh.
Hey, there we are.
There we are.
We might have lost Charlie.
We might have lost Charlie. So this is a good spot in the episode to mention that if you are enjoying Fuzz Talk Radio or Fuzz Jock Radio, which you're listening to right now, and you're wondering how you can support us, you can go to FuzzTalkShop.com and purchase merchandise. We try to make sure not to have advertisements or ask people for money for nothing. We are basically running off of merch sales. So you can go to FuzzTalkShop.com and purchase a hoodie, a t-shirt, leggings, socks. There's stickers on the website as well. Please help support Fuzz Talk Radio so we can keep bringing you this wonderful entertainment. And we got C-Dubs back. Can you hear us, C-Dubs? Yes, he's nodding his head yes. I don't know why he's not talking, but that's okay.
Oh, he's got
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, hi. So glad to have you back.
Yeah,
I got worried that
my
you were in
computer
danger.
decided to update.
Oh, wow. Fun.
Yeah, I was just like, why do I have a black screen?
Oh.
So that's one thing that you can always get excited for when tuning into Fuzz Talk Radio, or no, Fuzz Jock Radio, because Fuzz Talk Radio doesn't deal with this stuff, but Fuzz Jock Radio we deal with technical difficulties sometimes, and it's fun.
Yeah.
We go with it.
Yeah.
And
try this at home.
I would like
without
to
technical difficulties. They're fun.
I would like to say that in the future we will never have any technical difficulties, but I know that is not true. As C-Dubs.
That was my band's nickname. My band's nickname was Technical Difficulty.
The Style Betters.
That's what we called it.
That's great. Sometimes
that happens.
I mean, sometimes that's the best thing about doing things live is seeing how the host reacts to the technical. I can't even say it now. How people react to the something that goes wrong.
Yeah, Kit Kat bars.
One time I saw somebody on stage. She couldn't hear herself in the mic, or in the speakers. She got so frustrated that she, instead of going with it, she ran off after like middle of her second song and just never came back. And it was funny. It was funny, and that's all we could talk about that musician is how they did not finish their set.
That's the wrong thing to do.
It is the wrong thing.
For anyone that doesn't know, if you've never had the experience, someday you might. Don't do that.
Just go with the flow is the thing. You know, act like it didn't happen, or make it part of your set. Because it's fun. It's fun to jibe. So yeah. Now we're not being distracted by things right now. Not being distracted by things at all right now. This is really tough.
It is, but we're having a good time being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, did you know that the National Basketball Association started their preseason?
I knew that.
This week,
actually.
The Timberwolves play their first game tomorrow.
The Timberwolves are going to be hot this year.
I I really think so. They got a nice young team with some
Panache.
Panache. Oh, that's a good word. With some leadership with Towns now. I believe Towns is actually going to be stepping up in a leader role. But we have the Timberwolves versus the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night, starting at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
You can catch that on NBA TV.
Everyone has, right?
Yeah, we all have that. Just another one of those subscriptions that we all are basing our lives off of now.
YouTube?
YouTube. Mm-hmm.
I base my life on the YouTube subscriptions.
Yeah.
Not really.
You work for those subscriptions.
Absolutely not.
The Timberwolves were in training
YouTuber.
camp this last week in Mankato, which was cool. Robert Colby, or our intelligent design, our guest of last week, our NBA sports guru,
On the field reporter.
got on court. Unfortunately, they ushered him off because it was not a public event.
He threw down too many sick dunks, and they're like,
what he came.
Yeah, he dunked on him too hard.
He came.
too many sick dunks.
He told me that he came in and he didn't even talk to anybody. He just comes rushing into the court, grabs the ball out of Wiggins' hands, and dunks
Of course,
it.
Wiggins.
Yeah,
Dunk on Wiggins.
and he just dunks it, and he turns around and is like, "What?"
And
Like,
Wiggins is like, I bet you can't even freestyle. And it's like, uh-oh.
That's exactly how it went down. And then
they're like, no, dude, you have to leave.
and then
You're
ID,
too good at everything.
Well, and ID was like, no. While they're taking him out, was no, dude. Like, I'm just here for a fucking interview, dude. And they ushered him out. So unfortunately, we did not get that interview. We'll try again next time.
Mm-hmm.
But
We're trying to get the video uploaded to our Twitter right now.
It's all good, though.
Yeah.
After the fact, I know Wiggins said that it was a real inspiration to him, and he's going to really kick it in for the opener.
Well,
He's dedicating the game to intelligent design.
Yeah, I mean, he recognized ID after the fact, and
It was very cool of him.
he called us and he was like, dudes, I did hear your episode with ID. He did just break into our practice. Sorry that we had to kick him out. But I heard your episode about how I'm kind of being lackadaisical, and I'm seeing Robert come into this court and know that he's getting what he wants. I'm going to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Is what
The
Wiggins
sick
said.
dunks lifted his heart.
Yeah, it's
It's beautiful.
As sick dunks usually do.
so if the Timberwolves, go to the playoffs and win the whole championship, you know who we can thank?
Intelligent design.
Intelligent design.
Kobe.
So this season is all Kobe if the Timberwolves win it all.
Yep.
So that's a little bit of NBA updates for you. We're going to have more in the future.
Yeah. There's going to be more NBA in the future. You can count on that.
Unfortunately, in NHL, there's not a lot to talk about because the Wild lost, and that was not a fun game. C-Dub said
No.
specifically he does not want to talk about the game, and that's why I'm bringing it up.
Dude, I was so upset not watching the game. That's how bad it was.
It was on Saturday night, right?
I
Yeah.
don't even remember.
It was Saturday night. There was a show at the What's Up Lounge. I went out to go to the show.
Support local music.
Absolutely support local music. They had the game on the television. I kept on looking up and saw that they were losing, and it just felt bad. I didn't like it because the Twins lost that game that night as well, and Minnesota sports was not feeling good.
It was a rough weekend in New York.
Yeah.
For everyone except
We
the
can
Vikings.
segue now.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what you'll hear about our first two appearances in New York was, Yankees batters took us deep in the count always, and our hitters were just not showing the plate discipline that they've been showing.
Dude, too many strikeouts.
The stats on New York the second day are very telling. The amount of strikes to walkouts each team had, like On Yankees side, it was like a couple strikeouts, but like 8 walks, 13 walks, I don't know. But then the Twins were like 11 strikeouts, a couple walks.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was very. I mean, I was. Yeah, I went to. I went over to a friend's house from Minnesota to watch the game, and it was rough to watch that first one, especially after you see us lead and take the game. You know, right at the beginning, and you're like, all right, here we go.
Man, those first bombas
And
felt so
then-
good.
Yeah,
Those
but
first bombas.
once Gibson came in, it was pretty much over at that
Dude,
point.
Littell had a lot of nerves. Just threw it in the dirt and then beaned a guy.
Yeah, that was a bad bean
Yeah.
too.
And then Stashak goes in, gives a couple bombers.
I kept on
And
saying
Kyle
that
Gibson, just man,
there's a lot of game left.
there is. We're not out. We're not out yet.
I kept on hearing for the second game was everybody kept on asking why did we put in our starting pitcher that we put in
Why do we have an Uber driver up?
an Uber driver up. Yeah. I mean, in
Yeah.
the beginning, like first couple of innings, he was looking good, but then he started throwing just
It
Bad-
it was rough
bad
to
balls.
watch. There was a lot of build up about Twins bullpen in the last half of the season. Highest wins over replacement rating amongst the whole league in the second half of the season, and our second half of the season was a lot of Royals and Tigers, some White Sox.
Mhm. It wasn't the best sample size.
Those guys don't know how to hit off of Uber drivers very well. But maybe there's a lot of Uber
I
drivers
see
in
what
New
you're
York.
saying.
I think the New York Yankees are probably more accustomed to riding in Ubers than perhaps people from Detroit. So
they can
that's a
hit
fair
off.
point.
Yeah.
I'm still excited with Dobnak's performance. He was the least of our worries that we've seen in the first 2 games, I'd say.
It was just a couple, a couple
I agree
plays
with
of just a couple inches as well. Like Sano missed a diving catch that hit off his glove and
Opened up the lead right away in the first game.
Yeah, and the Judge being as tall as he is,
That guy.
he can catch pretty much
He's
anything that's
like-
over his head.
I hate the most about him is that he's tall and jumps. It just really grinds my gears.
He's a monster.
That guy. It's just like, you have no right to be so tall and jump. And, both together. Who are you? What gives you that right?
So
So in the first game, I did hear something interesting. I don't know if you guys remember this, but they said when Nelson Cruz came to the Twins, he asked to have his locker next to Sano. Like that was not
They're
just like he
best
said, "Hey,
buds.
can I have my locker next to Sano?" He was like, "No. If I'm gonna be on the team, this is one of my things I must have."
oh, that's nice. So like it's like you get
'cause he wanted to help turn around Sano.
and which
He did. He did. Those guys are best buds.
it's not just him, but like his hitting coach also has helped Snow move his hands up.
James Rosen.
Yeah, so that camaraderie with a player and a good batting coach, they have turned Sano around a bit. He's not trying to swing after everything all the time.
I've heard some exciting buzz that Cruz is having a lot of fun on the team. And, there's a good chance he might want to finish out his career as a Twin. I think he's having a great time and enjoys the clubhouse that he's with right now a lot. And that's exciting to hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to keep him around.
So whatever happens with this series, at least I think we have a lot to look forward to in the future Twins organization, with our coaches and our young players and our veteran players that are having fun on the team, which translates a lot in baseball into wins and homers, like we've seen over this past year.
Now, I know we're not technically out yet, but is it too early to talk about some possible changes to our 2020 roster?
Yeah, it's never too early. I don't
Okay.
think.
Got
some ideas?
There are some things definitely in question. I think Crone possibly is going to go free agent or his contract's up. So there's some talk of him going somewhere else. Not a lot of concern there, though, because our farm leagues have a stellar first baseman on the rise. I wish I knew his name right now. But I'm calling it now. Once we know his name, we're not going to forget it.
Nice.
We won't forget it.
No. Mysterious farm league first baseman.
Speaking of forgetting,
Do you think Odorizzi will stick around?
I don't know.
Just
That's-
a great ace pitcher.
I'm worried about the pitchers. That's the people I don't think will stick around.
Well, an Odorizzi does stand to be able to find a bigger contract. Unless the Twins want to pay out a bunch on him.
They have
He
never
could
done
be-
that ever.
He could be worth it, but, we also have people like Dobnak and Gratterall on the rise. So there might be probably more stock placed in them.
That's what they always go for. They
Mhm.
always go for the farm system over signing a big flashy player or giving someone a giant contract, even if they deserve it. That's just not what the Twins do.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at this offseason was a perfect example, or this trade deadline was a perfect example of it. There were people out there to try and get. They could have paid hefty to get those guys, and they weren't even willing to try at all. They got Romo and the guy who got hurt.
Dyson, which is a shame.
Dyson.
A shame.
Yeah.
Dyson Sphere.
Yeah, Dyson Sphere. That was the guy. So, I think it's safe to at least prepare yourself for the 2020 Twins without Odorizzi. I think that's fair.
I can see that. I
Mhm.
can totally see that. And one other just quick thing before we get into fuzzy memories, because yes, we did not forget, we are going to have some fuzzy trivia. CW, is he still there?
Yep, I'm still here.
He's
Okay,
kind of
cool.
living in glitch land right now. Our picture of you is.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
You look like a
as long as
missing
we
no.
can hear you. As long as we can hear
It's Discord.
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So one other thing that you wanted to mention real quick was that 7 out of 8 managers.
7 out of
They're
8
coaching
managers
their first teams.
in the
in the
MLB this
playoff.
year. In the playoffs, yes.
Yeah, 7 of the 8 teams managers are coaching their first team. That's very impressive.
Who's
but
the
it
odd
goes
man
to
out?
show how much analytics do.
Yeah. Who is
Yeah.
the odd man out?
It's probably.
St. Louis.
I'm
gotta
trying to
be-
think of
it's
who
gotta
all the
be St.
coaches are
Louis.
right now.
St. Louis is totally that kind of team.
It's probably St. Louis.
Yeah. Being all St. Louis-y like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would guess it's St. Louis.
Oh man. It's one heck of a
So
night
I'm
tonight.
ready for some fuzzy memories.
One heck of a night tonight. I tell you what.
Yeah. It's been tough.
Yeah. But I'm still excited for the 2020 Twins. There's a
Yeah.
lot in our talent. I haven't been very happy with the commentators in these last couple games.
Yeah.
Like, man, they're so eager to say all the great things about the Yankees, and especially in that first game, like
Mhm.
now Bob Costas is great, has a great history, named his kid after Kirby Puckett, but there was not a single time he could mention the Twins' 307 home runs without using the word barely broke the record.
Yeah, that's actually
Barely.
we had our friend from afar, Splinter, had sent in a question today. And his question was, how bad are these announcers?
They're bad.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Justin's terrible.
They love the Yankees, and yeah. It's like,
Well, the one announcer who's on the third Yankees Twins game is a good announcer. He's young and he does college football and other stuff. But yeah, everyone else who's been announcing in these playoffs is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
all, at least we all agree on that. That's
and,
nice.
Yeah. I know it's You can argue that the Twins didn't give them much to talk about in their performance.
There was enough to talk about.
Yeah, there was, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's tough, and maybe I'm probably biased in taking it too personally, but I really feel like on the national level, it's tough for when a Minnesota sports team is good to actually get the respect. Like, I haven't heard any commentary that has respected the Twins in this matchup, and it might be favorable for the Yankees, but man, not by much.
Well, I haven't heard much even in the season. Everyone kept wondering when the Twins would stop being good, you know?
Yeah, no one ever wanted to give them credit during then. They're like, they only hit 2 home runs. They're slumping. So, 'tis the life of a Minnesota sports guy. I should know. Am I right, guys?
You're right.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I'm right about a lot of sports.
Are you guys ready for some sports trivia?
Yeah.
Fuzzy trivia.
I'm ready.
Fuzzy memories trivia. Fuzzy trivia.
Love that.
We
It's our new intro.
we are in episode 4, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
CW, you still there? Yeah, you're there.
Yep. I'm still here.
We started including guests into our scoring, so our guests currently have a total of 2. Jamez is leading with 5, and C-Dubs has 4 points.
That was empty.
Yeah, that was empty. Unfortunately, the guests will get 0 points today since we do not have a guest today. And do you guys remember who starts this week?
Even one.
Who
Who
went?
started the first one? Me. Yeah, so
You did.
on even ones, Charlie goes first.
Okay, so C-Dubs. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the first U.S. volleyball player to win 3 Olympic gold medals?
I have Tanya Harding.
Incorrect.
No, it was Doreen Valerie.
Incorrect. It was Cock Carly. Okay.
All right.
Everyone knows her,
Okay, so 0-0.
as usual.
Jamez. What sport used the term home run long before baseball?
Oh, that was American football.
Incorrect. C-Dubs. What sport used the term home run long before baseball?
I feel like this is a trick. It's probably not, but I'm just gonna go with stickball.
Incorrect. It was cricket.
Oh, really?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Well,
I'm giving myself a half point in my heart
yeah,
for that one.
That doesn't count. 0-0.
That was my
It counts in
you
my
go
heart
with, but you think
and my
it's something else.
self-esteem.
Okay, 0-0. Question number 3. C-Dubs.
All right.
Which type of ball was basketball played with until 1929?
What type of ball?
What type of ball was basketball played with until 1929?
A medicine ball.
Incorrect. Jamez.
It's a leather ball,
Incorrect. A soccer ball.
which was probably
Oh.
made out of leather, I'm sure.
Possibly.
So I might not be right, but I'm not wrong.
Oh, these ones are really getting you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's up?
It's my turn.
Yep.
Okay, Jamez.
Yes, Fuzzy.
How many home runs did baseball great Ty Cobb hit in the 3 World Series in which he played?
So like 3 World Series in total.
Yeah.
It's looking for like a combination.
Yep.
It's like 26.
Incorrect. C-Dubs. How many home runs did baseball great
It's like
Ty
7 a game.
Cobb hit in the 3 World Series in which he played?
Ten.
Incorrect. None. He hit no home runs in those three.
Man, and he was so great.
He was great.
He was the greatest Ty Cobb of them all.
It kind of reminds me of a team that we're rooting for right now. Losing their Bomba squad. Okay, 0-0. Is this the fifth question?
Mm-hmm. This one's me.
Okay, Jamez.
This is like the fourth question.
Fourth question.
Oh, fourth question. Okay. After retiring as a player, with which team did baseball great Babe Ruth spend 1 year as a coach?
That was the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Correct. Bonus question. In what year?
That was 1953.
Incorrect. C-Dubs, you want to steal that bonus question?
Yeah, I'll go with 1949.
Incorrect. 1938.
Oof.
So Jamez is up 1
It was
point.
way earlier than the closest, whatever.
Well, he might have taken a rest and then came back.
I meant because they moved around the time in the middle of the.
Well, why do you think they moved?
Okay. So Jamez is up 1 point. C-Dubs 0. C-Dubs,
Yep.
fifth and final question.
All right.
Fifth and final.
Which NFL team is known as the Aints went on a losing streak?
The Saints.
The New Orleans Saints. That is correct.
I'd like to steal with the New Orleans Saints.
Nope. We have a 1-1, and we just now have a special guest. John Burris is in the house,
Hi, I'm over here
and he
and over here.
has a sports question to break the tie.
All right, let's hear it.
What's your sports
Yeah.
question?
What's my sports question?
Wild card.
Buzzing.
It's a buzzing.
All right, buzzing.
All right. Which young Viking had their best game yesterday?
Boop, bye.
Bing.
So far.
Boop, bye.
Is that your Bing?
Yeah.
What's that?
The answer to that question is Kirk Cousins.
Young. Well, I mean, yeah. Kirk Cousins did have his best game as a Vikings.
C-Dubs.
That's not the answer?
C-Dubs.
Wait,
for the
I get to
steal.
steal. Who? Alexander? No, his biggest game of the season. Young. What's his name? Irv Smith Jr.
Irv Smith Jr.
No, he didn't even get used. It was, in my opinion, it would have been Mike Hughes. Mike Hughes is playing without
No, he.
the knee brace.
Knee brace.
And he had 3 awesome pass breakups.
That's a hot take right there.
It is a
Almost
hot take,
intercepted.
definitely.
Flew under the radar with that hot take.
Yeah.
And so the score after today's Fuzz Memories is 1-1.
1-1.
So
How am I even in the competition?
C-Dubs now has 5. Jamez is winning with 6 after 4 episodes of a Fuzzy Memory. That was Fuzzy Memories. Yeah, and that's it, I suppose.
Is that it?
I don't know. Is it? I
got
suppose
like 5 minutes
We
left.
got about 5 minutes
We
left.
got like 5 minutes left.
Unfortunately, we can't talk about the Twins because they are currently still live in the third game of the series.
We're not out.
We don't want to get in trouble.
So we're not here to get in trouble. We're here just to make good programming.
Mhm.
And
About things that have happened before right now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. We just can't talk about right now.
We're just living in the past, man.
It's the past. Why can't we live in the future?
And then people download us, and it's the past again.
Oh, that's something that we can
And
talk
then
about.
it's like the double past.
If you missed tonight's episode, you can re-download us at FuzzJockRadio.com.
FuzzTalkRadio.com.
And make sure to buy our hoodies and our T-shirts and support us so we can keep doing this. Even though it's not the best, we always deal with technical difficulties, but we go with the flow, and we try to show you how to go with the flow as well.
Very zen over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our podcast is also available on like Spotify and iTunes.
Yes.
Is that right?
And also Google Play
Google Play
and any of your favorite
for
podcast
both of you that use that.
apps.
Hey, I use Google Play a lot.
Yeah, you and your buddy.
It's even on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, you can look up
Oh,
FuzzJockRadio on YouTube and listen through that. It's just a static image.
I'm almost a YouTuber and then becoming everything I hate.
You love YouTube. Just don't lie.
The transformation is almost complete.
Yeah, talk.
So long, everyone.
That's all right.
It's even your final form.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, at least you were able to give a shout out.
Yeah. Thanks again to my friends. Brent hooked me up with the Bamba. Welcome to Bamba season. Homer Hanky.
I also like let your friends know that we exist. You can send us questions.
Let your friends know that you care.
Let your friends know that you care.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the best things that you can do in life is to give somebody a warm greeting, or like I would say a warm fuzzy, but I'm fuzzy and
We're
I don't want to be
getting real
given
right
away. Yeah, it is real.
You know what? We should all go to Trevor May's Twitch account next time he streams, and we should all give him some hearts and love.
Also,
With the best emojis you got.
with the best emojis,
Yes.
along with we can't forget
Stefan Diggs.
Diggs. He needs the Minnesota love right now because he's not feeling that well.
And Wiggins.
And Wiggins,
God help him.
he needs those warm fuzzies. You can just give me away. That's fine. We can give some warm fuzzies. But honestly, yeah, tell your friends that you love them because it means a lot. It goes a long way. And with that, thank you for tuning into FuzzJockRadio. We are live every Monday, right after the Monday night football game. Any last words, guys?
I want to give a final thank you. Twins, win or lose tonight, it was a great season to watch. It's a great season to watch.
I would like to say the same thing.
With a lot of prospects that I'm so excited to see next year. So this is Jay Mez. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you, Fuzzy. Thank you, C-Dubs. Thank you, 2019 Twins.
And C-Dubs, anything?
2019 Twins.
Good night, Moon.
We love you, Internet. We'll see you in the future.
FuzzJockRadio!
Hey!